Is Joey Wheeler the greatest duelist in Yu-Gi-Oh? No.
What? You can't be serious!
But does he have the most potential? I think so. And yes, even more so than Seto and Yugi.
Ah, right!
For us to analyze this, let's first take a look at Joey's rapid progression. Let's take a trip back to the very start of the anime, when we first see Joey duel back in school. He starts with a trash deck containing nothing except monster cards, and he gets thrashed around by duelists such as Taya, which, if I'm honest, sets the bar pretty low.
That brings your life points down to 0, Joey. Once again, you lose and I rock.
You stink at this game.
So it's safe to assume Joey was at rock bottom. So for him to be able to make it from where he was to take second place at Duelist Kingdom is an achievement that often seems to be overlooked. What's more, his entire training came from Yugi's grandfather, which, while not a bad mentor by any means, took place over a very short period of time. Joey never got to go to a fancy duelist academy.
Explain to the class what a field spell is, please.
A field spell is, it's the thing that affects the thing that is,
No, instead he had a short training montage and was immediately thrown into an international tournament full of professional duelists. He not only defeated Rex, the former runner-up at the previous tournament, but also Bandit Keith, who cheated several times throughout. But Joey was still able to defeat him, even when facing enormous odds such as these. His ability to adapt and overcome challenges while still being a beginner and getting as far as he did shows enormous growth and natural talent on his part. However, Joey might have even been able to take the #1 spot at Duelist Kingdom in the anime if he wasn't cheated by Yugi, that is. The defining moment in the duel of Yugi versus Joey came down to Time Roulette, which is the special effect of the Time Wizard, a card given to him by his best friend Yugi. Now Time Wizard, with a bit of luck, can be incredibly powerful, and it served Joey well, being the key card which turned the tide in many of his duels. However, when used against Yugi and his signature Dark Magician, it transformed that Dark Magician into the Dark Sage, an elevated version of the Dark Magician. A little strange, no? The one card Yugi gave to Joey was also the card that would be the least effective in a confrontation against himself, to the point that it would fully undermine Joey. A coincidence? No, it was probably intentional.
Here, Joey, take this. I hope you never have to use it against my Dark Magician. Yeah.
Whereas Seto Kaiba's signature card, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, represents the pure power he possesses, Joey's signature card, the Red Eyes Black Dragon, represents potential. This is clearly shown throughout the constant battles that take place over the course of the series between Kaiba and Joey. We see in Duelist Kingdom Joey getting wiped out by Kaiba without really much challenge. But further down the line, when we see Seto and Joey clash once more, the contrast is pretty amazing. Joey even has Kaiba sweating a few times during that duel.
Like that? You know, the way I took your favorite card from you? It looks good standing here behind me, doesn't it?
Wheeler, you made a big mistake by taking my blue eyes away from me.
He still loses in the end. But I believe that if this rapid pace of progression holds true, going into the future, there may even come a time where Joey can give Kaiba a real run for his money, if not win. In Battle City, Joey loses his Red Eyes, and even after Yugi wins the card back for Joey, Joey refuses to take the card, wanting to prove that he is capable of winning without relying on it.
Nah, you hold on to it. It isn't mine to take, pal. You won it fair and square.
And so Joey starts Battle City at a disadvantage, in much the same way he does in Duelist Kingdom, where he begins with only one star chip. He legitimately fights his way to the top yet again with another handicap, and let's not forget, he makes it to the top 4 of the Battle City tournament, being the only duelist left remaining without an Egyptian god card. But who needs an Egyptian god card when you have Swordsman of Landstar? Yay. And even here, Joey goes head to head with Marek's Winged Dragon of Ra, and I think we can all agree that he should have won that duel. But of course it has to be Yugi that defeats Marek. So let's just put Joey in a coma real quick. Joey is a true duelist, and by true duelist, I mean a duelist who made it to the top on his own merit. Let's just take a minute and appreciate that Joey has no Millennium items, and unlike Yugi and Seto, has no connection to an ancient Egyptian counterpart. Now, this plays a giant part in forming my opinion, since it's pretty obvious Yugi uses the power of the Millennium Puzzle to get the edge in the majority of his duels. And while many would argue that on account of the fact that Seto refuses to acknowledge his ancient Egyptian past, he doesn't gain that benefit.
If I had a dime for every time you used the word destiny, I'd be even richer.
However, whether he likes it or not, it does play a huge part in his dueling ability. For example, when he was dueling against Shizu, and the Millennium Rod showed him visions of his past, these aided him in the duel. Otherwise, he would have most likely lost to Shizu in that duel, and Joey has none of that. What he does have are the qualities of a real duelist. He loves to trade cards, always seeking to improve his deck.
Whoa! Strong cards. Hey, want to trade? How about you? Anybody? Help me out here!
Guess Joey's trading.
He starts a series with a terrible deck, and he trades for or wins cards throughout his journey, and eventually ends up with a deck which is pretty formidable. He didn't have his deck handed to him by his grandpa, who owns a game shop, having access to many rare cards. Joey also doesn't have a billion-dollar company supporting him, unlike Kaiba, who carries around a briefcase of rare cards wherever he goes, which he displays way too often for my liking.
Alright, Yugi. I don't know what kind of stunt you're pulling, but if you're gonna be dueling, then you may as well build yourself a real deck, not that bargain basement deck you use.
Many people criticize Joey, and say that Joey only wins because he gets lucky. And yet, isn't luck a critical part of dueling? There's always a possibility of drawing a brick, or top-decking the card you need right at the last minute. Luck is something that comes and goes. Some people just get lucky, and it sucks if you're the opposing player. And so there are several scenes where Joey gets unlucky, and it nearly costs him the game, and that's a risk he's always been willing to take.
Spin! Time roulette! Come on, Time Wizard. You can do this.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
This is it! What? No way!
Boss, I won!
Now, on the other hand, how would you explain Atem's Destiny draw? He has the ability to alter destiny, letting him draw any card he wants at any given time. And what is that, if not kinda cheating? Okay, last but not least, and this is just a blanket statement which I personally believe in, Joey Wheeler would defeat Jaden Yuki in a duel. Now, I'm aware this is kinda just pure speculation here, and I had a look online and it seems pretty close, but a majority of people would, in this scenario, favour Jaden as the winner. And yet, through everything we've discussed here, I think Joey has shown that he's got a pretty good chance of beating him. He's worthy of respect. Now, whether you agree with me or disagree, leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on this, because honestly, I'm super curious to hear the other side of this argument. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.